Good morning.
Good morning. There's already like 20,000 people out there. Why they gotta do this to us?
Oh, big old decision. Let's go right.
Okay. There's something about today that makes it feel like a pilgrimage. I think it's because there are so many people, so many Pellegrinos on the walk today. It's kind of nice today. Feels like we're all a part of something larger now. See what I mean? It's a parade now.
So today's our longest day of walking left. It's about 24K today, all the way to Peleste Rey, and I think maybe, hopefully, we're finally starting to get the rhythm of this whole Camino thing down. I think we're starting to figure it out. Still not sure if this actually does anything, this yoga belt, hip belt replacement strap, but it does feel better.
It only took 150 miles. Placebo.
Big time placebo. We're quick learners, really. Really good. So for those of you wondering, this is what an average day on the Camino looks like. First of all, we wake up, say around between 6:30 and 7:30 in the morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Depending on how well we slept and how much wine we had the night before.
And then we'll get ready for the morning, brush our teeth, throw a little water on our face, and then just get right out the door. We'll try to start as early as possible because it gets really uncomfortably hot here right around 2 p.m. every single day. So if we can make it most of the way there before then, we just have a much better time.
And if we're on top of it, especially if we're staying at albergues or hostels, we'll leave our stuff out for the next day so we don't have to faff around looking for anything.
Right. So then after zipping up our backpacks, this thing has way too many zippers. Getting out the door, we'll start walking, and this part sometimes involves going and getting a small little bit of bread for breakfast, but honestly most of the time we don't eat anything for breakfast.
We started off the Camino by having breakfast at all of the hostels and the albergues, but after realizing that those breakfasts consisted of 2 pieces of toast and orange juice and coffee, we decided, we could do that DIY without having to pay €5 each.
If you're doing this, they'll charge you between €3 to €4 for breakfast, but you can go to literally any cafe in any of these towns and get a much better breakfast for like €2 or €3. So we'll have a very small breakfast, and then we'll start walking. And we'll normally start our walking day by, one, figuring out where in the world we're supposed to go.
How far are we going today?
24K.
It's longer than yesterday.
Getting back onto the actual Camino. And to do this, we'll normally use our app called Camino Ninja, and that just puts a nice little GPS red line on it to tell us exactly where we need to go. And then we'll take a look at the elevation gain or loss for the day and usually get pretty sad. Looks like it's mostly uphill for the first half. Oh, yeah. As soon as we see that we're gonna be going up another 400 meters and then down another 400 meters. But then downhill at the end. Yay.
Not really.
Kind of.
And then once we get our bearings, we start off the day with the question of the day. Oh, what's our intention for the day?
Let me think.
Which is always the same. What is your intention or the hope for the day?
Yep, and on a long walk like this, you just got a really long time to noodle on any problem that's happening in your life. Sometimes much too long. An uncomfortably large amount of time to think about stuff. It's a wonderful, beautiful, mysterious thing that
we're still figuring out.
So our intention for the day is just the thing that we want to see come true or be figured out before the end of the day. It doesn't always happen, but it's just nice to set those goals.
And then after we start walking for a little bit, we have to search for the water fountains. And usually these are right in the towns that we're staying in, usually on the main Camino road, but we haven't seen any yet. We'll see. Hopefully there's some water. that was actually my intention for the day. Be present. There's a sign. I see people. Oh, maybe they just got routed a really long scenic route because, you know, this is the highway in this random building. So as it turns out, there are multiple routes. I had no idea. I kind of just thought that we all follow the same path, but as you can see, we're now meeting up with the large group of people after going through the highway and some old buildings. They must have had a scenic route, but it was nice to get away for a little bit.
And then after that, truthfully, it's about 2, maybe 3 hours of walking. We normally walk at about 2.5 miles per hour or so, and today is probably gonna be somewhere between 15 and 18 miles. So we're gonna try to get about halfway there, and then we'll make our first rest/lunch stop of the day right around 11 to 12. So there are a lot of reasons to go with the small breakfast, and I know, especially for us, and I think for a lot of Americans, having a small breakfast just kind of seems like the exact opposite of the thing that you would want before walking 10 plus miles. And while that's fair, I think there are a few really important reasons why you don't want to have a big breakfast before you go on the Camino. The first of which is that it's just gonna slow you down. You do a lot of uphill walking, and if you're on a full stomach, it's gonna feel awful. You're basically never stopping. And the second of which is a little more gross, but I just wanted to be honest, is that there's just not a lot of bathrooms along the way. So if you have a giant breakfast and then danger strikes, you're not gonna have a lot of good ways to solve it. So we're about 5 miles in, or about 2 hours or so. And yeah, I think we're just starting to get a little bit hungry, but probably not time for lunch yet.
This part feels the slowest. It's like the slowest uphill climb ever.
Alright, so we're about 7 or 8 miles in, which means we're about 3 hours of walking in, so this we found is the perfect time to take our lunch break. And we're at this really busy cafe, and this cafe exists exclusively just for the people on the Camino. It's just right along the path, there's nothing really around you. But still, there's about 100 people here. They normally have sandwiches for about $4, and we're also gonna get some coffee and tea. All in all, it's a nice rest break, and I think it's absolutely necessary for some of the longer walking days like today where you're walking 15 miles or more. We did this at first every single day with 0 rest breaks at all.
Of course, in true Josh and Lisa fashion, we haven't really been good at taking breaks. We just keep going. Slow, but we keep going.
And I think that that was a big mistake. We are definitely approaching deliriously tired at this point. Taking these breaks kind of breaks up the day, and it makes the latter half of the day a little less awful than it usually is. So all this stuff together was €9, or like maybe $11 or so, but I think the most important lesson learned is that if you can ever get the tortilla patatas wherever you are, you definitely should. Because look at the difference between this thing and the sandwich. Not even close. So this is undoubtedly the hardest part of the day, which is getting back up after sitting down and having a nice lunch and not walking for a little bit. How's it feel?
It's supposed to feel better, but I don't know, it feels kind of, oh yeah. Cool water.
And that's the part that we're at right now, because we know we have another 7, 8 miles to go, something like that, and just it'd be so nice to just sit in the shade at that cafe all day.
I don't know, I feel revitalized after that coffee. Breaks really just give me that second energy, second wind that I need. I always drag my feet and get the saddest an hour before we reach town.
So basically you can emotionally break up the hike into 3 different experiences.
Emotionally.
The first 5 miles of the hike are liars. Either way, it's lying to you. And it's sort of like the first mile of going for a run. Either it feels like it's way too easy or it feels like it's way too hard. Either way, it's neither of those things. So today, for example, felt super easy the first 5 miles. Even though it was uphill, we were just kind of chugging along. It felt good. And then the second part of your hike is normally feeling pretty good. You just took a break, but you're starting to feel sluggish because you ate too much food. And then the third part of the hike, the last third of it, is just awful. It's hot, it's sunny, there's no escape from it, and it just feels like it goes on forever. And this happens every single day, the same cycle of feeling good and then feeling a little bit sluggish, but still pretty good, and then just awful for the last bit of it.
Found some water.
So these water fountains, very slow. Just like this one, will be located about every 5K or so that you walk, 3 miles. And usually they're a lot faster than this.
And now we've reached the third part where we have just over an hour left and the sun is beating down. I feel like we can't go any further, but we must.
Feels like you've been walking forever and that you're gonna be walking forever. This is definitely the emotional low point of every single day for us, and it's definitely the toughest.
A bug just flew into my face and stuck there. See? And I just tripped over my stick.
Our bodies start to fall apart a little bit right around this area, 12, 13 miles in, and just get really tired and really warm. But, you know, you only got another hour left, so we just keep on trucking.
Looks like we got some shade ahead. Yes! The Camino is definitely super humbling in many ways. A lot of people asked us before we started and even during the Camino, have you been training? Are you used to walking this much? And I remember thinking, no, but we've been walking 10 miles a day in Italy and in Paris. And we think, oh, we're generally fit people. Not like this. Super humbling in a good way. And also just amazing to know how much your body can adapt in just a few days, but also how your body can break down in just a few days.
Oh, nope.
At the home stretch now, maybe about half an hour left. I told Josh to keep going because my foot was a little bit sore and I just wanted to take it easy. So I hope he's out of the sun and somewhat closer. It gives me hope and the extra push to keep going.
And somehow, almost as if magic, the last mile goes by super fast and you just feel like your feet are light and everything's easy.
And then all of a sudden you start seeing signs that you're like, oh, alas today. Wait, we're here? Oh, we're almost there.
Yeah, and that's where we're at now. We're maybe, I don't know, 400, 500 meters away from our hotel for the night. And I gotta say, after a long day walking like today, pretty relieved. And very soon comes my absolute favorite part of the day, no question. So pretty much every day we stop, we get 2 cold beers, and a cold beer after walking 16 miles in the sun is the greatest beverage on planet Earth. It's just the perfect thing after a 16-mile walk. Now we'll check into the hotel. There it is. Yes. And take the coldest shower we possibly can and pass out for an hour.
You forgot to say the best part is taking off the shoes.
Oh yes, yeah. The glorious feeling of taking off the shoes after walking all day. And then if I'm really lucky / unlucky, Lisa will give me a massage.
More stairs.
Hey, stairs.
One more floor.
No way. Okay. Oh, very nice.
Oh, very nature themed.
It smells nice too.
It's kind of like the cabin.
caked on dirt. And so every single day that we come in and then we take our shower, we also do our laundry in the shower of everything that we're wearing. And then we hang it up for it to dry. We can't afford to do laundry over 2 or 3 days because we'll be carrying 2 to 3 days worth of clothes, so just do it in the shower. Alright, we're back up from our siesta and now it is dinner time. We don't really know what's going on in this town, but usually you'll have a couple of different options. You'll have the bars, and those will serve kind of small plates, tapas, or pinchos. You can also get the menu del dia, which happens at bars or at the restaurants, and that'll be around 10 euros, and it'll usually be a 3 or 4 course meal with a bottle of wine if you share it with people. 10 euros per person, that is. And then there's the handful of pizza shops and other things you'll find in these small towns, but I think we're feeling something a little more casual tonight.
Yeah.
How's your burger?
This is such a good burger. I haven't had a burger in so long, and this is like, oh, so good. It's about 9:30, and yeah, we just finished dinner, as you do in Spain, right?
So after that big old dinner, we're definitely ready for bed. We gotta get up early and do this exact same thing over again and over and over and over again. So Lisa had been telling me that she wanted a place with a pool for the past couple of days. Some of the towns had little pools in them, so I figured I'd try to surprise her with a hotel with a pool in it. But with this weather, it might just be wasted money. Hope it gets sunny out. Stretch it out. So today is our smells like home.
Sounds like it too.
Oh, casual tonight.
Yeah.
A lot to add there today. Ooh, it's dark. Wow. I'm sure this shot's gonna turn out really good.
Hi, kitty. What do you got to tell us? So many things to say.